If South Africans really wanted the land, we'd start by asking a simple and probably an uncomfortable question for most: who actually controls it? Because the truth is, the idea of the government handling land reform is not as unified as it sounds. The process is fragmented across departments like agriculture, rural development, and land reform, each with its own mandates, budgets, and political priorities. The result is now a web of overlapping authorities that slows down decision making and creates space for inefficiency and corruption and political manipulation. Politicians often campaign on the promise of returning land, but once in office, they may face competing pressures from investors, agricultural unions, and even internal party dynamics that shape what actually gets implemented. Then there are private interests and lobby groups who work quietly in the background to protect commercial land holdings, using their resources to influence policy or store legislation that could threaten their assets. So while the public hears speeches about transformation, the real decisions are often made in committee rooms, budget meetings, and behind closed doors where ordinary citizens have little visibility or influence. But that doesn't mean that the public is powerless. If South Africans really wanted the land, they would engage directly with these layers of decision making rather than only responding to election promises. People can attend public hearings, submit comments during policy consultations, and scrutinize budget allocations for land reform programs. Because these are the points where accountability can still be enforced. Local communities can build coalitions with advocacy groups that understand the technical details of legislation and use that knowledge to challenge inefficiency or corruption in how land is allocated. The mistake is assuming that reform happens only at the top. Real influence comes when citizens consistently pressure these structures from the bottom up, demanding transparency in land audits, questioning delays in redistribution projects, and using media and data to expose who benefits from the current system. The process is going to be pretty slow. That's where sustained civic pressure becomes the difference between rhetoric and actual reform.